Is the word accreditation, is the word accreditation in the Electoral Act?
Yes, in the Electoral Act, the 49(1) and 2 deals with that. And if you look at it very well...
So if it does, it then means that accreditation is never same as voting.
That is what it means. It says that once you go to the polling unit with your voter's card, that you present it to the presiding officer. Then upon his being satisfied that your name is on the voter register, he gives you a ballot paper. And even before you proceed to go and vote, and marks you on the voter register as having voted. So the accreditation under 49(1) deals with voting.
So if you say that he marks you as having voted and you don't come back to vote, under what party or who would they say you voted for when they're counting the votes?
The point I'm making is this, that it is up to the voter whether he wants to vote or not. Because at the point of accreditation, what I'm saying is that at the point of accreditation under Section 49, is deemed to have been marked as voted. That is the point I'm making. That the accreditation itself is also a voting process.
So I'm asking, I mean, I've agreed with you. I'm only asking further that when finally the votes have been collated, the ballot papers have been collated, if you don't come back to vote, under what, party would they say you fall under? Who would they say you voted for?
No, what I'm putting in a hypothetical situation. I'm only saying that, I'm not saying that the voter will not go and vote. What I'm saying in essence, if you understand me clearly, you can either vote for PDP, you vote for APC, you vote for Young Democratic Party, whatever party. What I'm saying in essence is that accreditation itself deals with the voting.
No, but because now you just said, speaking, you haven't, implied that that is voting. It then means that accreditation is not voting. It can never be voting. But I'm trying to get to a point whereby we will disabuse our minds and know that this is what exactly your party is about on this particular matter, because we have so many other issues, so many talks now. First, it's about, we saw Senator Secondus there telling us about, the possibility of this particular device not working in all parts of the country. And now you're telling us about the Electoral Act. Can your party pick just one reason, or which is the reason that you're kicking against this particular use of the card reader?
I have always maintained as a legal practitioner, the views of Secondus are his personal views. My position has been that
he's a party chairman.
He's not provided for under the Act.
He didn't speak in his personal capacity.
Amounts to legality. That is where I am placing the argument of PDP and anchoring it that you cannot use the card reader because it has been prohibited. And the matter is in court, if I may add. It's in court. And what if the court rules that the INEC cannot use the card reader? What happens? Where is the plan B of Professor Jega?
What if they rule that you can use the card reader?
So be it. So be it. If the court rules that you can use the card reader, but what I'm saying is to play the devil's advocate. Supposing the court rules that Jega cannot use the card reader, let's assume 3 days election. Where is this plan B?
Well, INEC said that they are ready for these elections on the 28th of March. Several other persons have also waded in saying, look, let the elections proceed on the 28th and the April 11th. And they say, look, that they're beginning to hear suggestions from different quarters, all plans aimed at ensuring that the March 28th rescheduled date and April 11th don't even come to fruition. Do you think that first the Commission is ready and we should proceed on the 28th of March with the elections?
Well, Professor Jega is in a better position to tell Nigerians if he is ready for March 28th. Prior to the February 14th election, before it was rescheduled, the same Jega said the INEC was ready. But you and I knew that INEC was never ready. Over 50% of voters have not collected their PVCs, and you're all aware of it. Even as at now, according to the statistics they released, they said about 75% or thereabout have received their PVCs. So which means about 25% are yet to get theirs.
It's
so
now 80.
Is it saying that between now and 28 that 25% would have been distributed? Well, it's up to him. But like I want to maintain that PDP is not in the position or has not been advocating for the shift. Personally, myself, I don't want any shift in the elections. The elections must hold March 28. And in doing so, Jega must comply with the laws. If he fails to comply with the laws.
And you think stopping the usage of card reader is not an invitation to, well, vote rigging? It's amazing that you're saying this. Recall how much the country has spent in this same process that you have called a process leading up to the actual voting. And if there are any issues with the card readers, shouldn't we be talking about those issues instead of asking that it shouldn't be used based on what you have called the Electoral Act, even though it's still unclear as to what you mean by part of what the Electoral Act is against?
I personally don't have anything against the use of card reader. I don't have anything against it.
And I say the Electoral Act still doesn't have anything against it, because the Electoral Act specifically states that voting, and that is not voting. And as Mark rightly puts it, it's almost the same thing. You're saying that, well, we try to compute the figures at the end of the day. We shouldn't even use a computing device to put all those figures if you're talking about electronic issues.
Section 52 of the Act says that the use of electronic voting machine is prohibited. The electronic voting machine is not a device only for just casting your vote. It's also used to do accreditation. And the Act has said, don't use it. I don't know if you're getting my point. The Act has said, don't use it.
It's hard for me to get, because I stay with the definitions, and voting is not the same as accreditation. And you're telling me that the process that leads to voting is part of what the Electoral Act has said. So that is why I still would want you to clarify what you mean by that.
If you read that 52 very well, what it says in essence is the use of electronic voting machine is prohibited. It didn't say the voting electronically. No, it said the use of electronic voting machine. And the voting machine, just like as INEC, I will quote INEC, they said it's also used for accreditation. And the Electoral Act says, don't use it. So who do you blame? The drafters of the Act.
Well, if you've seen a voting device or voting machines in other parts of the world, in Europe and America, that's not a voting machine. That's not what it means. And, well, you've said it. Well, the court is in the... You said the case is in the court, and we hope that, well, we'll wait for that to unveil. And, well, he says if 3 days to election something else happens, I was going to ask him if that's something that we should even expect. But anyway, well, I understand.
Well, thank you, Ike Osuagwu. Ike Osuagwu is a legal practitioner and a member of the PDP. We'll be back after the break. Join us again.